Hello guys, thinking of adding a calendar to your iOS application, or are you thinking of making a date picker into your application so that you can choose a date and your text field gets that particular date which you have selected? Then you have come to a right place. Guys, I am Ayush Mehra from Team Coach Room, and today I am going to teach you that how you can add a calendar to your iOS application. So guys, the very first step you have to do is you have to go onto google.com, and once you are onto Google, you have to type codes room, and once you are onto a website, you have to land onto a courses category. Under the courses, you have to select the date picker complete course, and then you have to click on it. And once you have done that part, so you have to come right away to your Xcode, and the very first step which we always do is you have to go onto the file menu, you have to click on new, and then you have to click on project. You have to create your new project, which is can be a single view application. Click on next. Once you have click on next, you can name your application as um, calendar codes room. Click on next and then click create. So once you have done that part, it will land you to a complete architecture of the Xcode, which you're already familiar with if you have seen my previous videos. So now this is a complete sample project which I made for you. Now it's like if I run this application, you will see a complete dialog box which says that click on this particular tab, and it will having a text field over it. So what does that mean? So date picker is actually it is inherited by a class which is actually UI date picker, right? So UI date picker enables or gives us the complete functionality so that we can choose a particular date from that, and it is actually a native functionality of iOS. So we have beautified that functionality so that you can just drag and drop into your complete application, and you can use the complete formats as required into your application. You don't have to muggle up, or you don't have to think it over that what particular code you have to write in. You just have to drag and drop this particular file ls and .m file into your application, and then wherever you have to just put or add up your complete let's say a dialog box with a kind of this UI. So let's say this is the my text field, and I click on show date picker dialog box. Let's say I click on it, it gives me a kind of an animated view, and I can choose any date, let's say 27 December 2027, and I click on done. It just lands over the selected date which I just selected from that. Now it's time to just make some customizations because your UI will not be the similar as this. Guys, let's say if you want to add, let's say the minimum component, or only 3 years back will be selected, so you can just do that particular part, and every other functionality which I'm using right now into this particular code is actually native. No third party is being involved in it. So let's say if you are want to have the format of the date in, let's say, DDHH and mm, or DD MMYYY, in any of the formats, then you can set that format with your NS date formatter, and then you can do that particular part. Or let's say if you want to add a kind of a range between your selected date. So let's say if a user clicks on this particular menu, and he should only be able to, let's say, click on to 2015 till to 2019, and you can just do that with the minimum date format and the maximum date format from this particular part. And this default date gives us the actual date, let's say when this picker will be actually opened up, which particular date will be opened. So let's say I click on cancel, and I click on it, so it gives me the date which is right now, right present. So it gives me a complete functionality of it. And onto the backend, what this particular code is doing. So now date picker callback is actually my block. So in my previous videos, I explained you that what is actually block and NS notifications, which is actually used for sending and receiving the values. So this particular dialog box is actually receiving the value from the backend. It is creating the whole customized view. In this particular class, what all I'm doing is doing some animations and making a kind of a beautiful UI so that it adapts to your UI and it doesn't look that particular part which is provided by Apple. So I'm using all the native functionalities, nothing more than it. So it is a kind of a simple application which you can use. You can just drag and drop this particular file into your code and you can use accordingly. You can increase the height of it, you can increase the width of it as required into your code. So thanks for watching my video guys, and stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Have a nice day.